guys, and welcome back to Peyton's Craft Corner. My name is Tosh and I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to sublimate on glitter cardstock. Now, I purchased some cardstock from Amazon. It's actually white cardstock, and I was saying to myself, I wonder if I can sublimate on it, because sometimes when you're doing certain projects, you want to have like a special spark, pizzazz, or some oomph to your project. And we all know that glitter cardstock don't come with design. So I was saying to myself, now if you can sublimate on glitter HTV, heat transfer vinyl, why can't you sublimate on glitter cardstock? So I have already printed the image, and that's the image that you see there. It's just a regular template. I actually used that on some sublimation tumblers. And I already showed you the 2 packs of cardstock that I am going to be using. That sheet that I just showed you is some sublimation transfer sheets that I purchased from Htvront. I'll put that information in the comment section. Well, in the description box, I'm sorry. So I actually had oops, and you're going to see it later on in the video. I used 2 different cardstocks because the first cardstock I used, when I guess applied the heat to the cardstock, the glitter melted. So you're going to see me struggle a little bit and later on in the video trying to remove the sublimation sheet. So I went back again and I said, you know what, let me try it again. So I did succeed with the process. So what you're going to need is obviously sublimation ink. I am using sublimation ink by Hippo. That will also be in the description box. I'm using Htvront sublimation sheets. I'm using my Epson Eco Tank 4800. I'm using that for to print the image, and I'm going to be using my Better Sub commercial heat press. You can also use the Cricut Easy Press if you have it. The only thing with the Easy Press, you have to make sure that whatever surface you're going to press on is flat, straight across the board, because if not, one part of the image or whatever you're going to sublimate on will have more pressure. I wouldn't even say more pressure, but it would be more flat, so you would get more pressure when you're applying the pressure to the object. It's going to be dented. So you're going to see what I'm doing right now is I am prepping the commercial heat press. It's already been preheated. I preheated it at 385 degrees for 40 seconds. Now, some people use 400. I don't really think you need that much heat, but you do need a good amount of heat. I'm using that black cardstock to place under the butcher paper because I don't want for me to have any mishaps of any bleeding seeping through the butcher paper. Some people use butcher paper. Some people use parchment paper. I've had bad experience with parchment paper, so I don't use parchment paper. I use butcher paper. Plus, the butcher paper is thicker than parchment paper because parchment paper, sometimes you do have a lot of bleeding. So what I'm doing here is I'm applying the sublimation sheet to the cardstock. Now, I'm going to flip it back over so that I'm able to use the heat transfer tape that I purchased from Amazon to tape both the sublimation sheet and the cardstock together so that there's no shifting once I close the heat press down. Now the heat transfer tape that I'm using is the normal yellow looking one. Some people use the clear white one. You can get that from Amazon as well. And Cricut also has the blue, well, it's like a clear blue tape. You can use any one of the tapes. I just use what I have on hand, which is the yellowish brown looking one. I think it's really yellow. I think it's because the reel is so much tape on it, it looks brown, but it's really yellow. So like I said, I'm applying the tape all over, and then I'm going to flip it back over. And I'm going to use 2 strips, well, not strips, but 2 sheets of butcher paper. The butcher paper I have is on a big roll. You can get that from Amazon as well. And I'm going to put that in the description box as well. So once again, I have a black piece of cardstock on the I would say the bed of the heat press, and then I placed one sheet of butcher paper, then I placed the image and the cardstock, which is taped together, and then I placed another sheet of butcher paper. Sorry, my I'm recording on my phone and it fell. So now we're lifting it up because I wanted to speed it up a little bit. So we're going to lift up the commercial heat press, and I am also using my well, I would say heat resistant gloves. Make sure that you are using heat resistant gloves because, like I said, you're applying the heat of 385 degrees. You do not want to burn yourself when you're lifting up the commercial heat press and touching the paper, because yes, the paper is hot. Now, as you can see, the heat resistant tape got stuck to the butcher paper, and you're going to see here how much I struggled trying to take the sublimation sheet off of the cardstock. That's how I know that the glitter on the cardstock melted. And no, it does not have to do with the amount of heat I use. It's the brand of the cardstock. So once again, you want to make sure that you're using good cardstock because you're going to end up with this. Now, nothing is, let me rephrase that. It's not bad, but because it melted, it looks like that. And I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I was like, oh man, I didn't want to put this in the video. But I said, you know what? No, I want to put it in the video so that people know that there is a difference in quality of cardstock. And that's a cardstock. You don't even see glitter. The image is shiny because the glitter melted, but you don't see not one speck of glitter on it. So at first I was going to cut this part out of the video, but I said, no, I need to show the realness of what's going to happen if you do not use good quality material. It wasn't expensive. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't good quality. So now I fast forward. I printed out the same image and I'm using a different brand of cardstock. And I'm doing everything I did before. Butcher the cardstock, the black cardstock under the butcher paper. I'm going to tape the sublimation sheet to the cardstock, and then I'm going to apply another sheet of butcher paper on top of it. Now, what I had realized once I did everything, the first cardstock that I used felt different. The texture and the feel was very, very thin. So that right there should have told me that this wasn't good quality, because cardstock should not, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Glitter cardstock should be more on the gritty side, because obviously that's the glitter. So you want to make sure that the glitter isn't flat if you're doing this project. If you're going to use glitter cardstock and you're doing anything else, then fine. But in order for you to apply any pressure or heat when you're going to do the sublimation on the glitter cardstock, you want to make sure that the glitter has some form of grit to it. Like it's like rough in a sense, because if it's too smooth, then no, you cannot do this project with the glitter cardstock. It has to be the rough glitter. And when I'm saying rough, not that, because I know some people have experienced glitter cardstock where it the glitter is all over the place, where the glitter sheds. Right here, I kind of forgot to put the butcher paper back over it. And I'm going to close the commercial heat press again. And once again, the temperature is 385 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to press it for 40 seconds. And parents, this project is not for children. Because that heat press is hot and heavy, this is not for children. I'm putting on my heat resistant gloves so I don't burn myself. Removing the butcher paper. And as you can see, the ink is no longer on the sublimation transfer sheet. And ladies and gentlemen, we have success. We have success. Look at that. Look at that. Here's a close-up. Here's a close-up. Sublimation on white glitter cardstock. And I was actually shocked because I for some reason I felt like all of the color wasn't gonna actually seep through, but it did, and I'm so happy. This is perfect for those who do party decor, or use how would I say, party decor, or those people who are crafters, people who do scrapbooks, and you want like a pizzazz to your project. This is for you, because like I said, majority, I don't think I've ever seen glitter cardstock that has like a design on it. And if you want a particular type of design, or like say if you want the person's face on it, but you want a little pizzazz to your project, this is for you. Like I said, you don't need to have a commercial heat press. You can actually use the Cricut easy press, no matter the size, because you can also use the mini press as well. You just have to apply a little bit more pressure. Htvront has their auto heat press as well, and they also have the handheld heat press. You also who else has one? I believe Craft Express has one as well. So it does not have to be a commercial heat press in order to get this project. You just want to make sure that if you're using a handheld heat press, you're applying a lot of pressure, and make sure that your surface is hot. You also need a heat resistant pillow, because you can't just put it to like an ironing board or table. That stuff will burn. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can drop that in the description, well, in the comment section below. And there you have it, sublimation on glitter cardstock. Until next time, thanks for watching. Hey guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and please follow